Welcome to Humphreys of Henley TV, countryside concierge at its finest. And another warm welcome to Highclere Castle in the latest of our wonderful series, sharing all of the lovely rooms and grounds and the magnificence of the castle behind me. There's so much to cover and so much to share with you. We had to do it in a few episodes. I hope you enjoy this one. Oh, now we're coming into what is probably the most iconic room of the series, isn't it? I think we all see all the conversations over coffee and drinks and so on in here.
There's a lot. I mean, Julian Fellows loves the room, and he is the friend and stays with us who created Downton. And I mean, I love the room, and it's sometimes a joy to pick out a book. And I was writing a blog, and I was referring to Twelfth Night, so I managed to find a copy of Twelfth Night there, which was actually prepared by Alexander Pope. So it's extraordinary what you're handling sometimes. It's amazing. But it is a beautiful room, and new cushions, that's a new footstool. Some things like that are really tricky to try to get. Oh my goodness. But
and is this where the children, the evacuated children were?
Yes, you're completely right. So in the First World War it was a hospital. In the Second World War, it was a home for evacuee children. So throughout the 5 years of the Second World War, they came to live here from North London. They were 3, 4, 5 years old with their teachers and nursing assistants. So to begin with, they lived on the top floor of the castle. But around about 1941, 1942, they were moved down and all their cots were set up in this room.
Extraordinary.
And they stayed here. There was obviously food from the farm and from the surrounding farm to feed them with, and the gardens. It was an amazing time. I've researched and written about it, and I think it's closer to all of us. And of course, for us this year, on May the 8th, 2020, is 75 years since VE Day. So I want to gather people together to remember what our parents and grandparents danced and sang for through the streets of London, through the streets of America, because the war had ended, and say thank you and raise some money for those who serve and those who save.
Good for you. So what have you got planned?
Cars, planes, dancing, bands, reenactment. I want to set up a display of what this castle looked like in those days, not completely turn it back, but share some of the stories behind it. Afternoon tea, we've got a whole aircraft exhibition. 8 planes went down over Highclere during the Second World War. We're finding the families and asking them back. There's the families of a B-17, they're flying over for it. I hope to welcome some ambassadors, so we'll stand together and remember what we've got in common.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got to remember and learn from it all, I think, haven't we? We look forward to seeing you next week.